Good morning, guys. What's happening? Let me just get this set up. Yeah, that should be good there. So let me get the comments up here. How are we all this morning? Good morning, like. Okay, 2 seconds, guys. Okay, I think we're all good. What are we all up to today? Let's get started here looking at. Let's look at gold and GJ mainly. GJ and AJ really this morning we'll have a look at. And see how we're getting on. Yeah, I think everything is good. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so let's have a look at the daily here and the weekly, just to see how AJ closed this week. Well, last week, but for this week coming. So if you look here, we can see that we've actually closed above the most recent resistance. So, we should be pretty good here to continue to the next zone. So that's after giving us a big hint that we're leaving the zone. So we'll see how that plays out. Okay, so where's the next zone? The next zone, we'd have to have a look here. Could be a bit far away. Yeah, so it looks like the next zone is pretty much 96. I'd have to zoom in there at this price action and have a check. Yeah, so it's anywhere from like 95 here for AJ for the weekly target. So yeah, you should get that this week. Especially once we break past this week here, we should go into like 96, that type of area. So let's drop down to the daily here and start plotting up a plan for the day on AJ. So we're going to get started here with just marking up one or two things here. Oh, I need my coffee this morning. Good morning, Red Eye Trade. How are you? Okay, so we have our daily flip there. And when was this candle here? Was this Friday's candle? Third, yeah. Yeah, so Friday's candle kind of just closed a bit poorly. Not much volume in that candle whatsoever. 47, 45 pips. Yeah, it was a really, really small candle. So let me drop down onto the 4 hour and see how we're kind of trending. So the 4 hour is actually starting to flip. Now, an important thing to note today is we have a bank holiday today. It's actually an Irish bank holiday where I'm from. But it's a German and a French bank holiday, and it's also a Swiss bank holiday as well. Very good. So yeah, the volume might be a little bit low. Should be good for GJ and AJ. GJ especially. because it doesn't really affect the UK, because the UK is still open. But anyway, let's see what we can have a look at here. Target wise, okay. So I believe that this is a range 2 breakout. Now, if we do close below this zone, we can start to look to take some sells. So if we get that close there below 93.86, sells would be quite valid. Yeah, they would. Yeah, they look pretty decent. Now, bearing in mind, that the daily is bearish. We are breaking the lows, but this week we could still continue up, but we might just get, the bottom wick today for the weekly candle, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, we could still continue up. But now at this stage, we might be just forming the bottom wick, for the weekly candle. So let's see here. Is there anything else that kind of, see, I don't want to be trading in this range here. This is a pretty poor range. Let's have a look here. Let's see this range. It's just not a great range at all. So I'll stay out of that range. Maybe if there's something above this range, I'll take it. But this range here, I'll pretty much ignore. So if there's any sales below here, I'd rather take this range down here. You potentially could take it to this zone here. But anything above that, no, I'll just leave it. So let's get them drawings off, and that's pretty much going to be it, for AJ. Let's see if GJ is giving us something kind of better to go off of here. So today, yeah, it's a bank holiday. Today it's a German and French bank holiday. Don't think it's a bank holiday in the UK. No. But looking straight at this day today, anyway, it's a Monday. A lot of the times you might not trade on a Monday, but there's no harm coming to the charts. It's your session time, to have a look. So yeah, GJ is a little bit of a tricky one, because we've basically broken the daily lows and now we've come right back up. So it's gonna be very, very similar to AJ, where I can take a sell basically below this range here, and I can take it down to the next zone. So this would be my target, would be in this zone. So this would be my target 1, and we can get some sells below here. Yeah, so sells below here would be quite good, because at that stage the 4-hour would be flipping, and we'd be coming down to the 4-hour lows on this candle here. This candle has closed really badly. That last 4-hour candle, it's a tough one to go off of, because it doesn't really have much structure to it. So yeah, it's a tricky one. But apart from that, there, AJ is quite similar in the fact, GJ is quite similar to AJ, because boys are going to be quite tricky. Maybe I'll take some boys up here if they were to present themselves. It's actually not a bad range at all up here. Yeah, it's a cleaner range. Perfect. Yeah, two clean ranges there. Below 163 and above 163.70. You know, it's choppy in here, so I'd just rather wait. I'd rather wait and see if there's anything at those zones that I like. But yeah, that's going to be my plan for the day for AJ and GJ. Now, gold, I think gold faked back out into the zone. Yeah, it faked back into the zone on Friday. Gone there with NFP. So let's put the daily flip on that. And the daily actually is the 4-hour flip as well when the 4-hour breaks a low. So that's obviously quite a significant level. Be looking for sells. Let's have a look at the hourly here. Yeah, anywhere in here really isn't a bad zone to take a sell on gold. Just looking at it here, looks pretty good for a sell. Below the zone here. Because then we're coming back into this range, and then we have like 20 pips of range there before, 1847. There is other opportunities for sales below here. And then I do think that this is up here is actually a range 2 on 30-minute. So it's another zone that we can look for a buy at. Up here. Perfect. Now, for me, I'd probably leave looking for buys today. There is clean enough traffic, but I'll just stick to the daily buys because I'm not too comfortable taking buys. But I will leave that zone up there because it will give me something to go off of for a point of interest. So let's clone these over. Perfect. So yeah, now we just kind of wait here for price action to really play out, and we can see what might play out for the day. What are you looking at on AJ and GJ like? Cool, I'll have a look at that now. We'll have a look at that. They're just repeating. Let's have a look here. What's this on Discord? So yeah, there's nothing really happening, to be honest, guys. You might get a fake out here on GJ, but you'd be gone off the fact that we've broken the daily lows already, and then you're looking for sales. So that could be potentially valid if you close below like 26. So maybe I'll take a look at that. I'll just mark that zone up there. So let's see. We had a few trades taken over. Yeah. Okay, so we have basically a fake out setup, I see. Nice. So yeah, I'd wait for that 30-minute, is that on? Yeah, so once that 30-minute closes back in the zone, you could definitely look for sales, especially with AJ, because AJ you have a previous daily candle with you, whereas GJ, you do and you don't, you know what I mean? Because of the way it closed, this could be just the bottom wick for the weekly candle. And then we might continue on, and that's why I kind of have sells marked below there. But this area here is definitely a zone. I'd mark it up to around this zone here, 97, 98. So just below the key level. That there could be a nice selling area. Yeah, below like 98. So you have around 16 pips. Yeah, 14, 16 pips of range in the next zone. So it's not bad at all. But yeah, nice candle. You have your zones marked up there. I can see quite clearly. You have nice zones marked up, very valid. Up here, previous 4 hour, nice. And then you have kind of up here. Yeah, if we start trading above this zone here, it's going to be pretty chalked for this session because it's not a great zone to be in. So if we start coming back into this zone, might just call it a stream early because it's not going to be great, the price action in this area. But if we do stay in this zone here and start trading below this key level, so right where you have this 94.05, once we can start trading below there, we should be good for continuations. First target would be obviously this support here where you have your TP, and then second target for me would be down here where you have this level. So yeah, pretty good there. You see, you got that set up off of me. Coffee is cold. Yeah, nice. So let's get this off the screen here. Yeah, definitely up nice and early, See if we can catch something today, but I'm not too pushed if we don't. See this GJ candle, if it does close below this level, it's very similar to AJ. But the problem that we have is that the daily boys is kind of, the opposite to what we want. Yeah, so we'll see here. Let me actually update this on my story here, guys. 2 seconds. I forgot to update that we are live. Hey, watched one of your backtesting videos this weekend. Loved it. What software did you use? So for my backtesting, I use soft Forex. So it's a pretty good simulator. I know Cam might use something else, and they're both pretty good. They're both pretty much, the same. But yeah, anything that kind of gives you access to live data and live conditions are going to be pretty good because sometimes TradingView, if you trade on the lower time frames, it's not really for you because you can't manage risk and things like that. So yeah, you're going to need a backtesting simulator basically. Sorry guys, I'm just typing out a message here. For my Instagram, if you don't have me on Instagram, actually, let me send my Instagram into the chat. How do I get this up again here? So yeah, if you don't have my Instagram, here you go. That's my Instagram. And this is also, I know Daniel put in that he watched my YouTube. That's my YouTube there as well. So I don't know if I can pin them, can I? No, not really. Yeah, so there are the links there. Learn these type of setups from Hugh. Yeah, they're crazy good setup, aren't they? Like, I love taking them. The conviction on fake outs for me is just so high. You know, when I take the trade, I honestly think around 80 to 90% of the times I take a fake out to win the trade. And they definitely have a higher win rate, and the conviction on them is pretty good as well. Can you look at EJ shorts? Sure. You're looking at 139.90 ish. Okay. We'll have to talk to Cam about maybe getting a group where we can all share charts in. So definitely think it'll be pretty cool. 139.390. 139.390. Yeah, it's pretty good there. So you're in a similar situation to me, where I'm looking at GJ, because GJ previous candle is quite bullish, and where EJ is actually quite even more bullish than than GJ and AJ to a certain extent here. So I reckon maybe, yeah, you could take these sells because it would be a range. You know, it'd be the second range that you're coming into basically, where you have like 30 pips. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely think it's valid. Be careful and wait and make sure, you know, at that level that you get all of your confirmations, because you can be faked out still. But if this candle here, I wouldn't be taking sales up here because we could just reject this zone at 140. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I definitely wait for that. What's the 4 hour like? So yeah, the 4 hour is a little bit choppy. Another thing to kind of take into consideration is a EU, not an EU, it's a French and German bank holiday, so the volume will be low on EJ. Doesn't mean you won't get anything, but after this session, after London session, maybe if you don't get yourself, just call it. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad below there. What's going on with gold there? AJ. So someone is asking for a fake out entry to be explained. I think I might have a video on my YouTube, but It's basically a breakout going the opposite way to the daily bias, seeing it on the 30-minute or the hourly time frame. Sometimes you can see it on the 4 hour, and then anticipating on a 30-minute. But the overall idea of a fake out is that price is moving in the opposite way to the daily bias. Because I follow the trend, I follow the daily bias. Sorry guys, eating here with my mouth full. No manners. Oh, there's Nightbot. Yeah guys, if you haven't already, pop a quick like on the stream there. It's a bank holiday in Ireland, and I said I'll come on, I'll pop on and have a look. After this stream here, I'll be going to the gym. I'll be going out for a bit of field today. Maybe 1 or 2 drinks. You're in an AJ short. Nice. I think you might be a bit premature with that. Now, could be wrong. If you start breaking below this hourly low, it could be good. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for this zone. It's only, what's the difference? Okay, it's like 7 pips for me. So for 7 pips, I'd just rather wait for a better confirmation. But I like to see that you took it. It's valid for you, but for me, it's not valid until I can see a closure below this zone here. Because what may happen, see, you like to use bigger stops than me, so this is why I'm waiting kind of for this zone. And because we may come down, break the hourly low and tap into there, so 93, 99, and then we could bounce back, create, maybe bigger top wick, or just play around basically in that area. And what would happen to me is, because I like to use small stops, is that I would either be stopped out or break even, or maybe I'd be stopped out, so that's why I kind of wait for the cleanest of zones, because of the stops that I like to use on pairs. Morning, Luke. What's up? What is up, bro? I was meant to actually text you yesterday. I'll get back to you today. Why not trade futures? Forex has been dead for a couple of years already. I don't know about that one now. I don't think it's been dead. I'd say in the last 2 years, it's seen massive volatility come in. Now, I do agree to a certain extent this year, if you're a swing trader, kind of past April and May, it has been quite, the conditions haven't been the best. If you look here's April. But for me, if I'm day trading, so if I'm looking for small moves, 10, 20 pips, no, there's plenty of options for me there. So that's a nice move there by GJ. Breaking through. And yeah, there's plenty of moves for me to catch and throughout the day, if I'm only looking for 10, 15, 20 pip trades. Normally I get like 1 or 2 opportunities a day. GJ leaving a lot of liquidity. Can't expect a pullback. So if you look here, I have sells below 163 for GJ. And if you look here, I have sells below 93, 98 for AJ. And I pretty much have sells below 1852 for gold, 53-ish kind of. So they're the zones that I'm looking for a price to come into. So these are my points of interest that I want to see price come into before executing on a trade. So I hope that makes sense. There is a head and shoulder here with the QML. Very nice. What are you looking at? Are you looking at AJ, GJ, gold? Bit more info. Yeah, sure, no worries. I definitely agree with you. You know that futures, there's a lot more volume in futures, and that market in general, you know, there definitely is a lot more volume. But for me, if I'm trading with small stops, you know, 10 pip stops, it doesn't really matter. But I definitely think maybe if you're a swing trader, the last few weeks would be tricky. Now if you're a swing trader and you're trading from March, you know, when we had that news about Russia Ukraine, you're pretty good. The thing is, you know, the markets work in stages, and if you're a scalper, that's why I changed to be a scalper. Basically, is because, and it's not even like aggressive scalping. You know, I'm not on the 1 minute time frame or anything like that. But why I stopped trading like Fibonacci and things like that was because I can trade price action and I can have smaller stops as well, and I'll be in and out of the market within the trading session. So, you know, I pretty much haven't looked back since I've started. Around 2.5 years ago, I'd say, since I started this strategy. How long have I been trading Forex? So around 5 years. 5 years trading Forex, and you know, maybe 1 or 2 years of that being kind of not really educational, and then I'd say over 3 years of that being quite educational. Because we're in middle of 2022 now. Sometimes I do forget that. So that's it's been quite a long time. So yeah, AJ definitely below here. I seen that it kind of got a little pullback there. But yeah, see, we're tapping into this zone. So this is what I was worrying about here. Like, so if I was in that trade with you there, let's say I got in on the flip, there's a high possibility that I'd be stopped out at break even before coming down. You end up going into Arcadia. Yeah, I think I know where that is. Heard of it. I don't think I've been though, but I think I do definitely know where it is. It's up at Kiltipper, isn't it? Nice. Like, looks good. I'm actually looking at it there. What's the amount of money? I don't know. That's a great question, because you could probably say signals and things like that is money, and then time is also money as well. You know, wasted time on certain things. So no, I have no active trades at the moment. So whenever I'm in a trade, you will see it on my screen, and I'll keep you posted if I do get into anything. But yeah, I'd say honestly overall probably like, I suppose when you look at trading view and simulators and things like that, maybe like a grand, something like that. Not much really at all. There's free resources everywhere. You're in a stream now, and you can learn off someone that's profitable. So you don't always need to pay for things. My full TP is the previous 4-hour low. I'm currently asking if I should take 80% at this TP and maybe run it for 93.50. Yeah. I definitely think if you break that 4-hour low there, 93.50 would be quite easy. It's just breaking that low. Because we could still flutter around in this zone here. So I'm just keeping an eye out for this candle really. Now, didn't really close below it on the 15, so we could reject it still here. It's not confirmed really trade at the moment, so I'm just waiting for that. Then GJ, I'm definitely going to wait below this zone for GJ. A little bit more conservative with GJ. Yeah, and then gold there. Gold, I'm only really going to look at sell today. How did the weekly actually close on gold? So we're coming up interesting enough for this weekly high now. Looks like it's being created on Monday. But yeah, I would expect. See, today might not be the highest of volume days, but I would expect for this weekly candle to continue down. So this is a daily candle here. So maybe we could get like a candle closing like this today or something. Not the best of volume. So we might close something like this. And then tomorrow you have your weekly candle high being established. You might get something like that. And then once we start breaking below here, so this is a key zone, 1848. Then you should come down to the next zone, 1938-36, around this area here. So that's what I'll look out for. Gold, that'll be my play on gold this week. Geez, them, some of them, automated like chats are very annoying. The bots that come in. Okay. I'm still quite tired today. I find supply and demand is the most sufficient strategy. Yeah, it's one of the most easiest strategies to learn. But a lot of people struggle with it because it's kind of easy. But a lot of people trade like this, but they don't just, some people don't call it supply and demand. They might call it like points of interest. And, I could throw maybe a Fibonacci on here. And let's see. So let's bring it from up here to here or something like this. I could say, we tapped into 0.5 here. Maybe we can start looking for sales, and it definitely works for some people, but I just prefer looking at price action. So I wouldn't really call it a supply and demand. It's kind of just price action, looking at candles and how candles show up with points of interest. Yeah, definitely. Definitely takes experience is a really important thing, because with experience you can avoid certain type of trades. Um, but don't mistake, you know, experience is something that is built up over time, and it's only really built up because you're seeing the same things play out each time. You know what I mean? How many trades would it take a month? Good question. Say roughly maybe five a week, something like that. Not too many really. Depends kind of on the week. When did it take last week? I think I missed. I didn't really take many last week actually. I took kind of a little mini break off last week because there's a lot of bank holidays. So I'd say maybe average per month like 25. Yeah, so I trade like is some go in there? Yeah, I agree, Damon. I think order blocks are kind of consolidation areas more than anything, but definitely think like they're quite they're a similar concept. You know, people just look at it different ways and call everything different, but the markets run off of basically support and resistance. You know, that's the only thing they run off of. So that's the way they move. And then algos give you kind of daily movement. So what time frames do you recommend looking at? See this. So if you look back on the start of the stream, I started off looking at the daily. I started off looking at the weekly, then dropped down to the daily, to the 4 hour, to the 1 hour, to the 30 minute. So I'm using higher time frame confirmations like the daily and the weekly, and then executing on 30 minute and hourly. So something like that. Not even an hourly, really. Maybe like a 30 minute and a 15, and then maybe managing risk on like a 50 on a 5 minute, something like that. Um, Here in Florida, can't sleep. What's your thoughts on imbalances? I've never really heard of them, but it sounds like another word for support. You know, or point of interest. Maybe people would look at this as, I don't know, an imbalance or something. So I presume like an imbalance is maybe somewhere where price hasn't retested yet or something like that. So that's an imbalance, you know. Um, but yeah, I just think there's a lot of things to look at in trading. But if you just focus on one or two things, you'd be fine. How long have I been trading? So I'd say three and a half years. But I was trading a little bit before that, but I wouldn't really call it trading. See, that's what I was worried about there. Like, What's my overview on gold? Good question. So let's have a look at gold for the week here and see what I think of it. While we're waiting in the meantime, what time is it? Like 7:25 in Ireland. So we have a lot of time. So let me do a full analysis for you guys and what you may catch for the week. So if you're not watching, make sure you're watching now. So we have a weekly candle that closed bear, kind of doji, okay. Bit of an indecisive candle, I'm not gonna lie. So can't really go too much off of that. Now, what I can do is let's have a look at what we do have for the week on gold. So nothing. CPI on Friday, so that's fine. I'll keep that in mind for Friday. So I know that it closed kind of pretty much doji here on the weekly. So again, indecisive. Now if I drop back down onto the daily, this daily candle here today is telling me one thing. It's telling me that there was a resistance at this area. We broke above it on Thursday, and then we came back into the zone on Friday. Now that's a fake out. So there's either going to be there's going to be two scenarios for this. A, you're going to close weak bullish today, something like this. Maybe you might retest the top of that zone, but overall you may close like this, and then you're gonna get a fake out at this area. Let me draw that up. So then you could get fake out at this area, retesting this zone here at like 1840, 1838. So this could be your scenario one. Okay, here this could be your scenario one, and your scenario two could be something similar but just different with candle patterns. So scenario two could be, let's erase these. Scenario two could be that you actually might just get this move today. So when this low is broken here, this candle could flip and come down and tap into this zone today. But just looking at the volume, it may not happen today. So overall, my daily target today would be 1838. So this would be my daily target, would be 1838 for the day. Once we break the low of this previous daily candle, and start flipping here. So that's two things that need to happen. If they don't happen, then Monday could just be a write-off of a day. But overall, I'm pretty confident that 1838 will be tapped into this week. 1836 really. Pretty confident that this zone will be tapped into this week. Now, this zone is going to be a key zone. If this zone holds up, then if this zone holds up here, then boys may play out towards the end of the week. But let's say we come down to this zone here. So this is your two zones that we had marked up. We faked out at this zone up here. Let's draw that. We faked out here. This is your second zone. So now if we start forming supports at this zone here, well then the continuation for the weekly candle, so drop back onto the weekly candle, this may not play out, and what does this tell us? Right, we're not breaking the lows of the weekly candle, so we may start rejecting now. But if we do get a continuation at this area, 1836, let's say, then we're pretty much coming back down to like 1812, 1816 would be a pretty conservative area. Then I'll drop back onto the weekly and have a look at that, and then that'll be like somewhere down here in the weekly. But what you need to see at this zone here would be candles closing like this, you know what I mean? To retest the bottom of this zone. So that'd be your zone 2, which would be a more conservative route. Now you could take an aggressive route in here as well and take a trade. You might get the full move. But I'm not too sure on a Monday. I think the setups that I showed there will play out either today or tomorrow. But yeah, I'd be pretty confident that 1838 will be reached kind of at a minimum. And then, 1838 will be a key zone because you're either going to get this candle at it or you're going to get a candle like this at it. At this zone. So at this zone here, where everything is marked up here, you're either going to get this candle or you're going to get this candle. So that could be the way the weekly is going to go. But I'd be pretty confident, yeah, that we're at 1854 now. So what's that, like 180 pips? I'd be pretty confident that 1836 be reached. Kind of at a minimum. But yeah, that 1836, 38 area will be kind of a zone that is going to be critical for kind of the weekly buys. But the daily buys looks pretty good. And yeah, I hope that wasn't too complicated. Shouldn't be. Not really good question. What's your favorite pair to trade? GJ really is kind of my favorite pair to trade. I love trading GJ. So GU would probably take sells, would it be? It'd be very similar. So yeah. So that's why I avoided that there. Like, if you can see, that is why I avoided that. Nice, Steve. Are you in here, Steve? You've been quiet. Just having a look at the Discord now. Yeah, they were nice buys on GJ. Definitely. Yeah, there's a nice move. You got like a fake out basically move. Yeah. It was a tricky one for me to see. I was given a good an in-depth analysis there, but it was a little bit of a difficult fake out to catch because we broke the daily lows, but it was definitely a nice one. That's one of the guys in the group chat. He's got really good trader. He caught a nice GJ boy. Yeah, that's perfect because you basically broke below this zone here, came back above it, and then you're retesting the top of the zone. So it's pretty simple. Now, to be honest, I don't know whether I would have caught that because the bottom wick was quite small. But because it was on 15, yeah, maybe I wouldn't have caught that because of the bottom wick. But setup overall, was really, really good. Really, really good. And that's why I was waiting for below 163 for sales, and even why I was waiting for below 93, 98 on AJ there, and that's why I didn't take this move here, if you get me. So that's why I avoided that kind of move there. Yeah, nice. Sometimes you're better off, but actually I've been doing a little bit of back testing on that concept, and it's not a good thing to do all the time, just execute. But I've definitely seen where if you have maybe like a 13 pip as a previous candle as a stop, and Steve, I think it's a good idea just to execute sometimes when you see volume like that or you see your setup. So I was actually doing a bit of work on that the weekend. Yeah, like that's what I tend to notice. You know, if you see a candle that has a stop that makes sense, then go for it. So yeah, that made sense there. Definitely made sense. Nice. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, to be honest, I was kind of just playing it the conservative route where I was just looking for sales um below kind of 163, and then I was kind of going to look for buys above 163.71. But I definitely see why someone was looking for a fake out there. And then I was looking for fake out below here and sells on gold as well, yeah, at some stage. So you might get that soon. But yeah, well done. Cut your losses, nice. So what did you cut your losses at? Because the thing is, you might, if this high isn't broken, it could be still valid. Yeah, it could be still valid. It might just come back in. There was no takeout. What's takeout? What pair are you talking about? Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty good. 163.71 for some more buys. So like 30 pips, pretty good zone up here. So there was no fake out. The buys is always there. Very confused by what you're saying there now. So there was no fake out. Yeah, I don't really see a fake out myself, except from a fake out for boys. That's what we mean here. So what happened here was that, you know, if you're watching beforehand what I drew up, what happened here was that we had a zone where this white line is, and we still have it there. And what happened at this zone was a fake out with this candle here. This candle here is a fake out going against the daily bias. Then this candle here closed above, then we continued up as this candle here closed back into the zone. If you get me. Look at the structure on the time frame, Edinburgh higher low. Yeah, so maybe you're just looking at it in a different way, but I just see it from that way. You know, the 30-minute here, it was also a fake out from 30-minute zone. The 4-hour, you know, made a higher low as well. So maybe you're just seeing it in a different way, in a different perspective. But yeah. So you cut your losses 0.8 or nice managing. Yeah, it's where did you cut your losses? As soon as this 30-minute closed against me here, that's when I would have got out of that trade. But yeah, pretty good that you've managed risk, you know, so your next trade will be pretty good. Anyway. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Yeah, London Open is in 20 minutes time, so 8 o'clock my time. So let's see here if we can get anything. Probably be on the next candle really, and then gold. Gold's not really doing much. So I done a full breakdown on gold around 15 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, I'd say. So if you want to go back and if you want to watch that. But for today, I'm looking for sells on gold. But I've done a better breakdown on it. If you want to go back and watch that there. No problem. Yeah, see, once this early high isn't broke, this candle could still flip and come down. That's why I was like, oh, don't really want to enter at that stage. Definitely give it a nice shot. How many pips were in? Like 7 pips. Yeah, so it wasn't too bad. You gave that a decent go. Yeah, if you got in on, I think you got in on the 30-minute low. Yeah, so if you would have got out as soon as that candle would have closed against it, it would have been a great exit. Around 0.33 of your position. So a third of your position you would have lost. So maybe that's something you could look at. Yeah, I get your point now, Visionary. I just was a little bit confused by the way you were articulating it. But yeah, I get your point on GJ. Higher low on the 4 hour, and yeah, the 4 hour really. Yeah, so let's see here. GJ looks pretty decent above that zone. So just gonna wait for that. A lot of waiting around. Wish I could just go ham here, going full tilt, and just do around 20 trades. I'm only joking, but if you have any more questions, fire ahead, guys. That's why I'm here. Don't be afraid to ask any questions. And if you don't, have me on Instagram. There you go. Give me a follow. Yeah, so 163.70, very, very critical area. Well done to Steve there. That was beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, if you get where I'm coming from, Steve, with why I was a little bit confused on GJ today because of this daily low. When I came to the chart, the daily low was broken, so I was like, right, where are we going? You know what I mean? Start of the week. Are we gonna go for sales? Are we gonna go for buys? You know, are we gonna get the bottom wick on the weekly candle? So I had a lot of buys, so that's why I just said, all right, let's just go for sales above this zone and below this zone because it was a little bit more difficult to identify. Yeah. So yeah, AJ could be respecting this zone here. So once I get that, below this zone, look to execute and gold also. Like has left the stream, he's gone, dipped on us after his trade. Some man. Yeah, so what did we all get up to on the weekend, guys? It's still a long weekend over here for us in Ireland. It's a bank holiday today, so what do we all get up to? Yeah, I'm shattered myself, Luke. I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, absolutely tired. The worst thing is about bank holidays and shit is getting back into a routine after them. That's why I just try and go through it. No, I don't really trade any fundamentals at all, really. Don't really need to, unless you're like a swing trader, then they're definitely needed. So I know quite a bit about fundamentals and how the world works and how money is printed and things like that. So I'm not completely green to fundamentals and how governments work. Yeah, so this candle here could close below here. That'll be interesting. But this is a quite a tricky range for GJ. Yeah. Quite a few drinks. When was it? Saturday, I think it was. It was the same when I woke up. I was absolutely shattered. Just get a bit of water into it. I do go for a sauna straight away. Whenever I'm drinking it the next morning, like I do go for a nice sauna. And you do feel brand new. Oh, we have another Nathan in the chat. Supply and demand versus support and resistance. Pretty much the same. Just another word for each other. There's a little difference in supply and demand, but the overall concept is pretty much the same. There's a little difference if you want to go off of like definition wise and stuff like that. The concept is quite similar. Yeah, so this candle on AJ here could still close below on like the early. It'd be nice. Let's see. Try and take cells and at the first zone. It can be quite choppy sometimes. Sometimes it does work out though. but your trade is a lot more difficult in this zone compared to the zone. Looking at GJ, there was one or two opportunities actually in, even though there was, you know, one or two difficult days last week, there was a couple of opportunities. I remember specifically there was a sell on the first kind of into New York session here that I was looking at, but I just decided to leave it. Then apart from that, really, there wasn't much. There was an opportunity late on the day, but I don't trade at that time. But I reckon once we start to re-break this low, we should break this low on any. But if it pulls back up here, you know, it's a trade that you got your wick fill, I suppose, but wasn't really a good time to enter a trade for me. And AJ, you can see, is pulling back up. So these kind of next candle, you'll get a better sense of direction for AJ, and then GJ also if it closes above. So let's see. Yeah, 8:15 could be good. Could be quite good. 10 minutes or so to go. I think if nothing really sets up towards 8:30, then could be pretty much no trading session. I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys. I'm just waiting a minute for candles to close. So yeah, I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Hey, folks. I thought I'd jump on here. I see Nathan's just jumped out. So I thought, why don't I just jump on? I assume you can hear me. Hey, folks. Oh, well, I've got my audio on. Hang on. I'm getting an echo. Guys, just while he's, I don't know what he's doing, but let's. I'll just give you a quick update on what's coming up this week. We've got 4 other live streams. So if you want to check them out, we've got Master Shifu, we've got Diego and Rodrigo from CTI. We've also got Richard Nasser from the Signalist, and we've got Ariel FX, Smart Money stuff. Andy Peters on Friday as well. So if you want to stick around. Every day of the week, pretty much, bar one, we've got live streams happening. And also, what else have we got? Oh, we've got Nick Sean back on the show this week. So you're going to hear about compounding your account. And what else does he go on about? Oh, yeah, basically talks you around exactly how he does it and gets these 10x gains on these accounts. So that is coming up on the show. And I should mention there is another live stream happening, and I might as well mention it here. Trading Nut Funded Cup is coming to an end. So the first one that has been and gone and done, prizes will be announced. I think it's like on Wednesday, your time. And we've got who we got there? Oh, we've got the Rodrigo from CTI. So City Traders Imperium are hosting this as well as Trading Nut. So let's have a look here. We've got I haven't got my screen open, but I can see what's he on here. GJ, AUJ, OddJ, AUD, JPY. Let's have a look at that on my chart. Well, he's got it up there, and I'll just give you my view on it.
What's happening, Cam?
Hey, g'day, mate. I thought I'd jump on I saw you jump off, and I thought I'll jump on and keep the guys entertained. A few of them have dropped off since I've come on. Just what I've noticed, the numbers have dropped by 10. I was going to give you my view on AJ.
Yeah, sure. Will I stop sharing my screen here? And
no. You keep sharing yours. I was just going to have a look at it. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so basically, I'm trying to avoid this entire range here on AJ, because it's a tricky range. You can see with the wicks here. So what I'm waiting for is for a bit more direction on a 4-hour candle and the daily. So the daily has broken the lows. So obviously, I'm going to be looking for sells really. So the 4 hours bearish, I'll be mainly looking for sells. So what I really need for that confirmation for an entry for me is a candle to close below like 90, 93, 98 here. So something like this, I'll draw it out for everyone, just so they can see it a little bit clearer. So let's say this candle here flips something like this, and then I get that confirmation that, right, we're leaving this zone here, which is marked up with this box here. Then this will be my entry candle. So maybe I'll wait for a top wick here. Then once I get that, I'll be in on the flip or break of a low to fill this range. And then that will be where my first TP is. Then I'll leave a runner on to maybe potentially take advantage of the rest of this range here. So you can see kind of below.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a sell day, isn't it? For a bit anyway.
I think so. Judging by the trend as well.
Yeah, I can't see it getting any lower than possible. Well, definitely not any lower than 93.406. That's as low as I think it will go before bouncing.
Yeah, and I think
maybe
the
even bounce
is kind of retracing as well, isn't it? It's, you normally get that direct kind of movement on a Monday or a Tuesday. You might get the weekly candle giving you that bottom wick. And then maybe if you form a support somewhere around here, or we retest this area, then maybe the boys will play out throughout the rest of the week. But definitely today, I think the daily trend looks quite bare.
Yeah, there is a weekly level there that may not actually. Well, it's right on it now, which means it may not even get any further than that.
Yeah, like here.
Yeah, it's really going to struggle, isn't it? Who are you on? Oh, Ender. What am I on? Trading View. Oh, FXEM data. Slightly different. You got a slightly different week to me.
All right, interesting. Yeah, sometimes the the
Oh no, sorry, it's just the length of
off
it's the same. Sorry, it's just the length of the the candles on the screen compared to mine. Hey, look, I've got to go and take my daughter to football practice, so I'm going to leave you to it.
Cool.
Guys, thank you for letting me have a chat on the stream. All right, we'll see you. We'll see you later.
Yeah, so guys, you know, this is what I mean. Sometimes you might, as an intraday trader, you have to be willing to adapt. So, you know, the daily, we may catch some sales today on today on the trend today, but from a weekly perspective, it looks completely different. So that's why sometimes you have to jump out onto the weekly time frame to get an overall sense on where we're going. You know, even though I'm bearish today, I'm looking for sales today overall. I do think that the weekly should continue at some stage this week. Now it could be Tuesday, Wednesday, as basically what the weekly candle can do here. You know, majority of candles have bottom wicks and top wicks. So what the weekly candle could do is come down here and grab some more liquidity for us to continue up. And that's kind of what you'll get on the daily, is like a mini sell-off. And then the weekly candle, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, could be late into the week. Then the weekly candle might flip and fill this zone here. But as I said, as an intraday trader, I'm following the daily trend for majority of my trades. So today, that's why I'm looking for sales really. So yeah, that's my plan here. Plan is to wait for this 30 minute. And how is GJ getting on actually? So we came up to 71 there and rejected off of it. So yeah, it's a tricky one there. How many pairs do I trade? Good question. So overall, you know, I trade GJ, AJ, and gold. So 3 pairs. They are the main pairs that I trade. The only pairs that I trade really. I trade gold, yeah. I do trade gold. So you can see here, you actually came down to this area. Actually, good bit of volume there at that candle. Good bit of volume. Very interesting how this 15 minute is forming here. What's that range to the low here? See, it is a minor support. Yeah, it's like 10 pips. I'd rather just wait for that direct confirmation. The same with AJ. Had that 15 close. But yeah, I do definitely trade gold. I mainly stick to New York session for gold, really. And that's when I like to trade gold the most, is in New York session, because it was a lot better. So yeah, let's see here. Still a couple of minutes to go here for the 30 minute. So if we get this direct confirmation, then, you know, it'll be pretty good. You're following the daily trend, so you can see here that what the trend is really. You know, if it's the Sika trend line on it, but you can see that it's in the downtrend. You know, but I don't really. Sometimes I forget that I don't. You know, some people might not be as clear to some people, but for me, it is clear. But you can see that, you know, the trend is bearish from a daily perspective only. From a weekly perspective, it's a completely different scenario. No. Yeah, so let's see here. How did I first get started? How did I learn? So I first got started when maybe like in 2017, I'd say it was, when I was like 18. It was like a signal group, and that wasn't the really best way to get started. Initially, you know, didn't really learn much. It was just following trades. Then I started to learn more through YouTube, through courses. I think I've done like Baby Pips course or something like that. That was my first ever course that I'd done. And then kind of trial and error and backtesting. Backtesting is very, very valuable to me. I started off backtesting on TradingView, and then as I got kind of more deeper into the strategy, I started to backtest on the simulator. TradingView is great at the start to backtest, but I definitely think if you want to get the best entries, simulator is your one. I think Cam might have them in the description. So yeah, that was my whole kind of journey really. So do you use a fixed loss size? And usually yeah, so normally I aim for like a 10 to 15 stop, and fixed loss size sometimes I do, but a fixed loss size, there's a lot of misconception to that, and how people use it. Fixed loss size just basically means that you know your account. So let's say you have a 30k account, so you know what 4 lots is. Let's say if you have a 10 pip stop, it's going to be roughly around like 1.5%. If you have a 4 or 5 lot on, it's going to be around 1.5%. So it's the exact same really as using like calculating your loss size. It's just saves you the kind of hassle of calculating, but there is a lot of things you can use to calculate. There's a lot of tools that you can use to calculate your loss size. So definitely, I think if you're a beginner, just go for something that you can calculate your loss size with, because it will be the most accurate. But as you get more comfortable with the account, then you can start using a fixed loss size, and then you'll be pretty fine. But it's just about getting the comfortability with your account and knowing what loss size is which. At the start, it could be quite difficult for someone that doesn't know what each pip value holds on certain pairs, and because they are different. But yeah, as you get more comfortable, then you can kind of just use the fixed loss size, or you can just stick to pretty much quite similar. But yeah, you can see here that the last 3 hours of candles have not been quite good on AJ. We basically have pulled down, came back up, pulled down, came back up. So, if I had a 10, 15 pip stop, there'd be a lot of times I would have been stopped out here, so that's why I'm waiting for this direct confirmation down here. So let's see if we can get that in the next 8 minutes, hopefully. This 15, no, it didn't really break the high as of yet. Same with GJ. This is probably your move on GJ. So let's see this on gold. I was eyeing up on the flip of this candle, so which would have been here. To take advantage of that range, but I knew it would have been a little bit choppy. Good questions. Yeah, so I'm currently actively trading with FTMO. They're really, really good. It's good service, definitely for someone that wants to build up capital for their personal account. But I definitely think you need to be profitable first before then the challenges. I've also tried out my Forex funds, and they offer a great service. They're quite cheap. They have good prices. Only issue I had with them was the spreads on their accounts were quite difficult for me as a scalper. Their spreads, I tended to see that they were a lot bigger than FTMO. But if you're a swing trader, it probably wouldn't bother you as much in that way. So yeah, let's see here. Once this high gets broken on AJ here, could be very tricky to catch sales in this session. Could just range out here if that high is broken. We might come up to 94.25, but overall it could range out. Let's see with GJ, we still have like 5 minutes left. But yeah, I definitely think prop firms are a good option if you're profitable already and you want to bump up your capital a bit. But if it's the case where you're new and you're just taking prop firm challenges, it's probably going to be a difficult task because you're not profitable. If you can't manage a $1,000 account, more than likely you're not going to be. I know very few people that are able to adjust and manage bigger capital. So yeah, I would definitely say first get comfortable with just managing a smaller account. Maybe a bit of profitability on that account for like 2-3 months, then go for it. So let's see here with GJ. 4 minutes left. Is there any potential here? There actually is. If this 5 minutes starts to flip here, you may get something. But we'll need the candle to close above there. So 3 minutes left. Yeah, sure, no worries. I'm happy to help. If any of you guys have any more questions, fire away. Because I know sometimes it's very difficult to ask a question, but that's why I'm here. I like helping people out, and I like helping anyone that has any questions, because I know sometimes it can be quite hard not having someone to ask a question to. In the beginning stages of trading, what's the one thing that stood out most that really helped me in the long run? I suppose what really helped me the most was understanding, because when you're following signals at the start, there is good signal providers out there. I haven't really yet to see if there is, because I kind of just decided that I want to learn myself and be able to trade for myself. I'd say there is some people out there, but understanding the concept that there may not be a trade every single day was something that I found very beneficial to my trading. Understand that every day may not be a trading day. That's what I found to be very beneficial to me, for the long run. Understand that you don't need to take a trade every single day to be profitable. You don't need to catch every single move of the market. So yeah, that's definitely something that I found was very helpful to me. So let's see here. Minute left. Looks like it's fluttering around a little bit here at this point of interest. Gold, on the other hand, may be good here. Sure, no problem. Absolutely no problem. Yeah, that 15 actually closed. It opened very, very nicely. So if I did enter on that low, I suppose you would have got this range and you'd be at near enough break even. Looking for the same kind of idea, this 30 minute to come down and fill this zone here. So let's see, with 30 seconds left. It actually doesn't look too bad. Gold there. Coming back into this zone. Need this candle to close with bottom wick. I actually have to execute on the phone today because I'm having one or two issues with my terminal. Okay, so gold did actually close below there. So I'd need to see a top wick on this candle. So let's see if we can get that. Yeah, I need to see a top wick first on that candle there. If it comes down and breaks a low here, that's just one of them cases. I definitely think sells are valid. Yeah, could be just one of them ones that just pushes without you. What's happening, Tony? I'd say you're looking at gold as well there. Yeah, it wouldn't have been bad if I got a top wick. Just no top wick, unfortunately. Because if I wanted to have somewhere to place me stop, I'd have like a 30 pip stop. So I would have wanted to see a retest on this candle. So basically what I would have wanted to see there. Trade's pretty much done now. So this is the difference between execution and the setup. So this is a setup here that I do take. This setup here is a setup that I take. But for the execution, what I would have needed to see there was a top wick on this candle. So basically this, then I could have me stop, a nice tight stop above here, and then I can look for the candle to fill the zone basically. That's what I was overall kind of looking for there. That's what I was looking for there. Yeah, definitely. Spence, you have to wait for the trade to come to you. You can't look for the trade. Yeah, so as I said, that is definitely something that probably the best advice I could give you is waiting for your setups to come to you. So this is a setup here, but the execution didn't come to me. So I had like 3 confirmations there for a sell, and we had them marked out all morning, but sometimes the execution isn't there, so it's just one of them cases. Should have, could have, would have wanted to sell gold at 1855. Yeah. That's the thing. If you don't execute on your plan, then you'll struggle in the long term. And if you don't execute on what you're saying, so if it was the case where I would have got top wick here and I didn't execute on the trade, then that's quite bad, because I would have had this marked up. So maybe you're having like a fear of executing on your trade, something like that. Gold buy from 1850. Nice. Yeah, I don't particularly see buys from 1850, but if that's in your plan and that's something that you look for every day, that's fine. And maybe 1850 is a tricky area, because if you come down here, the daily's flipping and you're coming down to the 4-hour low, so you could have a few issues there. Cost sell earlier, the start of the 4-hour candle, previous 1 hour to that, the 4-hour candle closed bear, and enter on the next 1 hour candle, breaking that 1 hour candle low. So let's see what you entered on. Yeah, so you entered like a break and retest trade. Gotcha. Yeah, so maybe you got your 10. I'll just stop at a bin. Yeah, like 15. Yeah, I see what you're kind of looking at. I wonder what way did this candle form, Tony? This hourly candle, did it come up first and make a top wick? Jeez, then they just keep on coming back. Ooh, can someone help me with natural gas? I took a sell. You need to have a plan, man. You shouldn't be in a trade asking questions. All your answers should be answered before you enter a trade. You should know. You should have targets plotted out. Like, for instance, this trade on gold, the first target would have been down here at 1850. So now look at the difference. We're coming up and creating a top wick now. So this is always waiting for a top wick will save it in a lot of trades. But now the issue is that we came down so far that, yeah, you could consider the flip, but it's not really too valid. Maybe if it comes up here, I might consider the flip. But yeah, it's not as valid as it would be. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so you got an immediate top wick from the start of that early candle. Nice. Yeah, that's what you normally wait for as well. So the 4-hour create a nice top wick first and had no bomb. Oh, nice. Yeah, so I've been back testing a lot, Tony, and I've been looking at when that happens, getting in on like retest areas. So I'm looking to kind of add that to my trading plan as well. Back testing a few things. Bro, are you a Sonora trader or smart money? So I'm just a price action trader, really. I just look at zones and try to trade them from zone to zone, and that's how I'd really describe my trading. Price action and looking for moves from one zone to another zone. This is a nice top wick now. It's just a pity the way this candle came down in the first couple of minutes. Get 9. Do you consider horizontal lines with zeros and 50s? So like they'd be levels of like high interest. Now I don't really consider them in my trading. You know, I just kind of look at price action, but they do definitely stand a lot of the time. You know, like 163 on GJ, for instance, and 163.50. You know, I definitely see where someone could come from entering off of them. But I wouldn't be too obsessed with them. $18.50 by the time US opens. Yeah, I definitely see that in gold myself. $18.50. And then if this daily starts to break the daily low, I think we should get like 18.38. You know, either today or tomorrow. That was my whole analysis at the start of the stream. So if you rewind the stream, probably back an hour or so, you'll be able to see the whole analysis for the week on gold. That will be looking for really. Use these zones with north side. Nice. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Certain people might have different confluences that they add with their trading. For me, I just look at price action, and I suppose another confluence that I use is how a candle forms. So how a candle opens, how a candle moves within your confirmation. I suppose that is a really big confirmation for me as well, for the execution of the trade. So you know, that's something that I look at. But yeah, it's been quite boring session. I'll wait for this 30-minute to close here, but didn't really get many opportunities. We had one opportunity on gold there, you know, like a confirmation, but the way the candle formed. So this is the final piece of the jigsaw for me, is how a candle forms. That didn't form the way I wanted it to. It's my watch list always the same, yeah. Pretty much always the same. I might add like one or two pairs into it if someone on the stream is asking me to look, or if I'm looking at any cryptos or anything like that, you know, I'll just have them in there. But the only pairs I really trade are these three in front of you at the moment, gold, AJ and GJ. So pretty consistent with that. You know, never really go outside of them three. Never really at all. What's happening, Shakir? How are you? How was your weekend? Yeah, it was good. We have a long weekend here in Ireland, so it's a bank holiday here in Ireland today. So yeah, it was a good weekend. Chilled out Friday. Then just done a few things on Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, didn't get up to anything too much. It was raining all day yesterday in Ireland. Kind of Saturday as well. So yeah, I think this 30-minute really needs to close above on GJ for me to consider. It's a little bit annoying with this gold trade here. Res is so bad from my end. What do you mean? The resolution. Yeah, I think you can change it. It should be pretty good. It should be like a 180 or 720. You just change it. You click on settings, I think, and you should be able to update it. Yeah, so if gold gave me this in the first couple of minutes, I'd be all over this trade. Unfortunately, it didn't. Yeah, I'm from Ireland as well, from Dublin, Ireland. So there's not many traders in Ireland in Dublin. Yeah, I think we actually had 1 or 2 people on the stream last week as well that were from Ireland. It's good to see that there's a bit of an interest in Ireland. Not big interest by any means, but some interest. So if I entered there, yeah, it's a tricky one because of the way the candle forms. It could work out if you entered there on the flip, guys. So 15 is actually closing now. Maybe you might get something on the next 15 where you could enter on. So I'll have it on my screen when it does happen, but definitely need something a little bit more concrete there. Bum, bum, bum. Definitely need something. I think he might be from Scotland. I'm nearly sure. There's a good few in the UK, but not many in Ireland. Home of Rory. he's up the north, Northern Ireland. We call that up the north in Dublin. Yeah, he's good. Very good golfer. Great man, let's make a nice community here in Dublin that talks over some points. Yeah, definitely. That's something that I want to do. That's why I'm really growing a community on here, and then between my own YouTube. I want to, in the next couple of months, I will have a mentorship that people can join, and we can discuss ideas and learn my strategy and work on their psychology. So let's see if gold gives you a top wick here. Blew my Forex, no way. That's a pity. You've done a lot of hard work for that. I know that can be tough, but maybe you just need to readjust now and just work on your psychology. Your psychology might need a bit of work. 5% drawdown is quite big because I think you only got it recently. Yeah, so maybe your psychology needs a bit of work. Stop loss on gold is 1856.35. So your stop loss is up here. I'm new to trading, so looking for a little help trying to adjust the stop losses. Yeah, so the best place, you can either place your stop losses structurally, which is basically based off of structure. So you could, let's say you enter the sell down here, for example. So I'll put an arrow where you enter the sell. So you could enter, let's say enter the sell here. Now, some people place their stop losses based on a structure. So some people would have their stop loss up here. Some people place it on the basis of a candle high. So some people would have it up here. I used to do based on structure when I first started trading. I traded a very different way, more, I would say swing trading, but more long-term trading. But now I base my stop loss off either current candle or previous candle. A lot of times it's current candle. So yeah, I would, that's basically the gist of where to place your stop losses, either above the current candle or above structure, or it depends on your trade. If it's coming from a daily time frame or a 4-hour time frame, there's a lot of different aspects to look at as well. If you're new to trading, I'd suggest maybe learning first and how to trade, how to read price action, because I think that will help you understand a little bit more. It's very difficult to explain, where to place your stop losses to someone and that isn't very new to trading, Oh, GJ. All right. Nice, SK Shakir. Thank you for that one. Yeah, it's definitely part of the game. I agree. But Shakir, I definitely think you might have to work on something there. And the best thing is here, you've admitted it. You said you got greedy and you held a losing position, so that shows that you're growing. And anyway, there will be setbacks along the way, along the journey. The main thing is that you learn from your mistakes. So once you can learn from that mistake and don't do that again, you'll be completely fine. How long do I forward test the strategy? It's a good question. It really depends. You might trade on a demo account for a couple of months. And for me, I just back tested this strategy and probably tried it for like 2 or 3 months. You're probably not going to be as profitable from the start, but as you get more comfortable with the live testing, which is kind of, I would say, nearly the most important part because of the psychology that's there, you know what I mean? So, you don't have psychology and back testing and things like that because you don't really care what way it goes. So yeah, I'd say that's really important, that you need to work on that probably for 2 or 3 months. That's why, if I'm adding a pair to my watch list, I'll watch it for like a couple of months. Did that confirm on a 15? No. Yeah, I'd like this candle to pull back here. If it comes up and taps into this zone, pretty much chalked. There's no confirmation. It's just an impulsive move up. Yeah, so it could be just one of them. Glasgow. Nice. I like Glasgow. It's a cool city. Who do you support? Do you support Rangers or Celtic? Yeah, I think GJ is pretty much done there. Wonder if that was actually some sort of news or anything. So today just looks to be one of them days where you might not get an entry. Well, in this session anyway, you could get an entry in New York. Yeah, they into that range a lot there. Definitely. I think this was your move that Steve took was really clean. Fake out. That was a really good move there. Really solid move. On the 4 hour as well. The 4 hour flipping was pretty solid. So yeah, I don't think I'd be really looking for trades at the top of this range now, because the move is pretty much done. You might squeeze out something, you know, to the next zone. What's the next zone here? The next zone is, it's only 9 pips away. It's pretty tight, especially considering, you know, how far we moved up. It's pretty tight. 22. Yeah, it's pretty tight considering how much we've moved up, and with this impulse candle here, it's an impulsive move. So a lot of the time we could pull back here. Yeah, so you can find me online. I'll drop me Instagram into the chat here. So this is my Instagram there, and this is my YouTube here. Yeah, I agree, Luke. I agree. Pretty much the move's done. I think this is the best move down here. The main issue was that the daily broke the low, so it was a tricky one, you know. That's what kind of stopped me from taking fake outs. But yeah, it's Monday, you know. Now this candle says 4 minutes, but it's very unlikely that it's going to pull back to like 800. If it does pull back to 800, I'll take it. Or even like 850 would be decent. Would be decent enough there. But yeah. Very nice value boy. Clean trade, mate. 110 pips you got in GJ. You must be holding that since London Open. You must have picked out the low at London Open there. Oh no, that wouldn't even be 110. Where would 110 pips be? Yeah, so you must have got in, Genie. Must have been in since the Asian session there. Very nice. So you got in somewhere down here somewhere. I'd love to understand that idea of that setup. Right, got you. You're in Australia, different time zone. Nice. So you got in somewhere down here in Asian. USD pissing about as well. Yeah, you might get that with the dollar pairs in London session. Let's check. USD. Gold. I might take a look at gold at 9 o'clock. What's the daily? Yeah, be careful of taking buys here. Could fake out. This is what I normally look at on GJ. I'm not too sure how USD moves, to be honest with you, but normally I'd avoid this first range if we're moving against the previous daily buys. Someone is looking to look at UJ as well. I'm pretty sure it's probably similar to GJ. maybe not. Maybe it's moving a little bit slower. Yeah, it's moving a little bit slower, but it doesn't look really too clean here. What's the daily? Yeah, so the daily, there's resistance right there. You can see that's kind of reacted off of it. The previous daily candle on Friday didn't close above, so you might get retracement today. Yeah, I think you will. What way did the weekly? The weekly actually closed pretty good, very nicely actually. Big weekly candle for UJ last week. So I suppose you're looking for continued buys because that is the daily buys at the end of the day. But yeah, I would be careful in these zones here. Looks like you're breaking like kind of an uptrend at the moment, a downtrend, a mini downtrend at the moment. You know, if you were to draw a trend line there, you bring it to there. Looks like you're breaking that. So yeah, buys could be valid for the rest of the day. Probably not now, considering the time. It's 9, so we're going past, you know, majority of the time in majority of the high volume time in London. $162,958. Let's have a look at this. Very interested. So you enter that. Jeez, you really picked out a low there, didn't you? You entered right down here. Let's say your TP was up there. Where was your stop? I trade BLT strategy, boomerang off imbalance ETC, few confluences, 8.5 pip stop. So that's around 11 pip at the moment. So around 87. Very nice, clean entry. You know, for me, I was finding it difficult to enter on that. Maybe actually entered over here, you would have really, because that was in London. Yeah, so you probably entered off at this kind of candle down here. Yeah, but it was a very nice trade. Well done. No, I'm not looking for a GJ now. Now, let's actually just have a quick look at everything here, because I believe that 30-minute candle closed. So yeah, so gold's filling that zone. Unfortunately, it wasn't really there for gold to take. Some people probably got in on the flip there, but the way the candle formed at the start I didn't really fancy it. AJ is breaking up now out of this kind of downtrend, which is interesting. See if it breaks daily highs. But yeah, it's pretty much done for me there. I'm not looking for anything on AJ. Gold is pretty much done the move, and GJ is pretty much done the move. So, you know, there is room for it to go up to like 164.22. I remember looking back on a 15-minute time frame and a 30-minute time frame, but it's pretty much, it's not really an optimal entry point. You know, your optimal zones are, for me, looking at the charts, optimal zone was down here for fake out. So this zone here, I didn't want to take it because the daily broke the low. So that was one reason why I didn't take that. It was the reason why I didn't take it. Then my next buying zone was up here past all this traffic, and then what ended up happening was it was basically just an impulsive move. So as soon as that high rebroke, it just flew up. So it didn't give me an entry point, you know, from my strategy, which is fine. But yeah, up here now, I wouldn't be looking to enter, because I'd be basically saying, you know, I had a chance to get in down here, which, you know, I didn't take because of whatever reason. So this was my second chance. It was up here and it didn't work out. It was just an impulsive move. So now I'm not going to give me trade a chance up here now when the move has been made. You know, when you come to a chart and you see candles printing like this with an impulsive move up like this, be very, very careful. Okay, like especially if all of this price action behind it down here is here, be very, very careful, because a lot of people will get in here and they'll be brought back in and they'll be in drawdown, you know what I mean? And you're very, very late. You'd be. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this morning. Now it's Monday, guys, so just it's very important here just to understand that you have to take your time. You know, if you didn't catch anything today, it's not the end of the world. There's like 4 more days left in the week. You can have 2 or 3 trades and have an amazing week. There's some cases where I had 2 trades and I had an amazing week. Some cases where I had 1 trade and I had an amazing week. So yeah, there's pretty much, I don't really see anything. Gold has pretty much done that there and done the move. Gold has done that move, so there's not really anything there on gold. I was looking to take advantage of this range. The way the candle formed, it was quite tricky, but today, you know, I'd be looking for sells on gold. Now keep in mind, start a weekly candle, you might get bigger top wick, but overall, even if there's opportunities for buys, I probably wouldn't take them, you know, and I'd be more willing to take sells. So yeah, the gold analysis was done at the start of the stream. I think it was like an hour into the stream. Next time when I do analysis, I will take down the time that I done that, and at least you can have it there for reference. But yeah, pretty much that's it for London session. Before you go, guys, pop a quick like on the stream, and then if you don't have me on Instagram, I will send in my Instagram one more time to you guys. This is my Instagram, so follow me on over there. For New York today, I won't be trading, but that's just mainly because it's a bank holiday in Ireland, so I'm going to enjoy it there. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining. Make sure to pop a like on the stream, and I'll probably be doing these every Monday with Cam on Trading Nuts channel. I do live stream every day nearly on my YouTube. So, you know, I think Cam has a list of people this week who are also streaming in New York and London. So make sure to check them out. You know, it's and pop a like and support on their streams, because, you know, people are giving their time and value for free. So, you know, what is a like on a stream to someone, you know? But yeah, that's it, guys. Have a good one. Have a good New York session if you're trading. And yeah, I'll chat to you another time.